So a core scenario for B2B is customer-specific pricing. So as a B2B, you have a bunch of customers, and it is pretty common for those customers to have their own pre-negotiated price deals, right? So account X, Y, and Z will have access to many of the same products, not necessarily all, but they will have different pricing based on the volume and the terms that they have negotiated with you as a B2B merchant. So the way derived price groups work in this particular scenario is such that you create one price list with all your prices for all the products you have. Then you create another price list for trading partner X or account X, in this case, where you modify those prices that need to be modified. Same thing for the next and the next and the next, and you can have a lot of derived price groups in here. So you are able to have a price group per business to business customer. This is also great for loyalty programs. You can sort of see how it would work in a B2C scenario where you may, maybe you have a subscription to a service and that buys you lower prices on things. So silver, gold, platinum, you start with the base price that everybody pays, and then they inherit down until you reach the platinum level. Same idea for B2C. And of course, there's a ton of other scenarios. So let's take a look at what that actually looks like in practice. We introduced a bunch of new UIs and experiences to support this, and this is what it looks like. So this is Ucommerce running with our Condo UI. We will take a look at the settings area here where we introduce these new capabilities. So within that, we have the price app here that I can navigate into and see the price groups that I've set up. I have maybe 1,000 price groups in here, so no biggie. It's just something so we can see how it works. It's data I generated. Now to create the base price group, I go up here and select New. And you'll see here I can create a base price group or a derived price group. So I'll create a base price group. I'll select my currency, and I have a bunch, so I'll just search for the one I want real quick, like that, and we'll call it base USD. Next, tax rate, we're not going to use that. And with that, I've created my new price group up here, and I can navigate to that. Now, the criteria, the idea here is to create then a base set of prices. So I'll start by adding some products to my price list here. And I can search a little bit to find a couple of SKUs. I'll just do 3, but you can add more. And there are also APIs to control all this, so you can import in from an external source. I'm just setting it up to illustrate here. So I'll set a price for my first product, and I'll set one for my second one and the third one. And it's, just product 1, 2, and 3. That's it. So this is their base price. Now I have this chat with my business-to-business partner, and I need to introduce pricing that is particular for that person. So I can go to derived price groups here, and notice there are none at the moment, but I can create a new one right here where I'm working with this. So I don't have to leave the experience. I just stay here, and I can then update. So I'll create my account X for lack of a better word, and we're not using taxes here, so we'll just add that one. Now, what happened here is that as I created this, it's related to the base USD price group, right? So in effect, the 3 products I added before are also priced here, but they remain at the same price as before. So to override that price in some instances or all, I can navigate to my derived price group, navigate to the price list, and I can start to add those products in. So I'll just find my 3 SKUs from before, 1, 2, and 3. In this case, I'm only interested in overriding 2 because that's the only couple of SKUs that I added that I have negotiated prices on, like that. And you can see here the base price, right? So what is the original price? And I can go ahead and say, well, maybe I will provide a 10% discount here. So I can go ahead and add that. And I can go ahead and add it here. The cool thing about this is that now, as account X comes in here and gets pricing, product 1 and 2 will be my special price that I pre-negotiated. And product 3, which is also part of this price set, will have its original price, but it will be transparent when you're sort of starting to request prices and things like that. And that's the power of this, that you can set up these pretty advanced price structures and then only deal with the bits and bobs of it, which are different, so you don't have to sort of set up like multiple copies of the same price list again and again. So that's derived prices. And of course, I can go ahead and create for my other account. So right now I have one account, and I'll set up account Y as well, like that. And now I have my account X and Y, and I can navigate to that. And of course, I can override a couple of other product prices in this. So I'll search again to find them, and I'm just going to override the third one and the second one, but not the first one in this case. And the idea here again is maybe I'm getting 30% on this one. Oops, that's not 30%. Let me just change that to actual 30%. Like that. And this one here, something like that, right? So I navigate back to my price, and you can see my account X and account Y. They are targeting the same products, but they're overriding differently. And that's the gist of it. That's how it works. Cool. Loyalty programs, you can see how that would work. It's the same basic idea, but the use case is a little different. Let's move on to the next scenario here.